Hey everyone, how you doing? Welcome back to B Man is Mad, the first episode of MLB Weekly. Make sure you leave a thumbs up, make sure you leave a thumbs down, leave a comment, subscribe. Now hear me out first before you do that, of course. Just give me about 10 minutes of your life, maybe a little less, and just hear me out. Now, what is it? It's the most beautiful time of sports. It is opening weekend in baseball, where every team seems like they have a chance to win the World Series. Every team seems like they have a chance to go out there and prove everyone wrong. And of course, we've already got a couple undefeated teams, and we have a couple winless teams, and most notably, the Boston Red Sox are 0-3, and the Yankees are at the bottom of their division. That's beautiful. I love that. But of course, that won't last long. That's the beautiful thing about the first month of baseball. Things look great for some teams and look bleak for others. And of course, some teams fall back to normal in reality, and the other team excels like they're supposed to, most notably probably going to be the Yankees. But it would be great to see the Red Sox, Yankees at the bottom of the division and have the Orioles and Blue Jays and Rays fight it out in that division. But unfortunately, that's not going to happen. And of course, over in the National League, you've got the Cubs in first place. Yes, I got to be nice about the Cubs. They're 2-1 right now. And then you've got the Phillies who are undefeated. They just swept the Braves over the weekend. The Phillies last year were a terrible team because their bullpen was awful. They blew 12 games last year. Their bullpen hasn't given up a run the first 3 games of the season this year, so that's great for them. And also, you got the Padres who are 3-1. So a lot of good things going on in baseball. A lot of those teams I just read there probably won't be at the top of their division at the end of the year. I mean, the Central is kind of an iffy division in the NL. I don't really want to know if the Cubs are going to be in first place all year. We'll have to see. And then in the West, you've got the Padres and Dodgers who will probably most likely fight it out. So yeah, the first week of baseball, first month of baseball, you can't really make a lot of indications unless your team starts off fairly slowly. Like if you have a 5-15 start, but then you get hot in July and August, and then at the end of September, you find yourselves, at 4 games out and it's already over, the season's over. It's because that first month you fell apart. And these experts say that a first month of the season doesn't really hold any weight on your season at all. And it kind of does depending on how negative you play and how badly you play in that first month. So a lot of these teams will have to wake up right now. The winless teams, of course, will have to wake up. And then, of course, my White Sox, they're about to start here in about 5 minutes against the Angels, a 4-game set out there in L.A., out Anaheim. Now, they say not to nitpick anything the first week. They say not to be too dramatic or too optimistic if a team's undefeated, like with the Astros right now, who are 4-0, and of course the Phillies being 3-0. They say don't be too optimistic. Don't get don't put the cart in front of the horse. But with the White Sox, I've seen this before. Where they're supposed to have a good year, then they just don't perform. Now I'm not overreacting about the White Sox. Look. They're 1-2 right now. Their bullpen has blown a couple leads. Their defense hasn't looked really crisp. Their fundamentals haven't looked very well. Their bullpen was supposed to be one of the best in the league, and right now it just doesn't look that way. But you know what? It's only the first 4 games. We'll have to see another month. Then I'll decide by mid-May where this team's going to go, because it's just a little too early right now to panic. But deep down, I'm panicking because you know what kind of fan I am. But I'm just glad that baseball is here. Now, there's a little bit of a negative story coming out of baseball, something that really kind of ticked me off. Now, this isn't really a rant. This isn't really B-Man's F5 of the week. This is just me looking at the MLB, and I know what they're doing, and I'm not going to get into that. I'm not going to give into my opinion what they're doing, because it's going to piss off too many people. We're not allowed to have opinions today in this planet, in this world, without offending people and then coming back and apologizing. So I'm just going to keep my opinions to myself about the whole situation with what's going on in Georgia and the whole thing that's going on with the Atlanta Braves not able to have the All-Star game because of the Georgia voting laws that were passed recently. Now, I will say this. I think the MLB needs to do the Braves a favor, and I'll tell you what that is. That game was supposed to be in Atlanta, Georgia, of course, All-Star Weekend. It's 2 days. It's Monday and Tuesday, or the All-Star Week. And of course, most teams have a couple days off. They don't start up until Thursday or Friday of that week, and they start the second half of the season. But you know what? Those are people's jobs that got taken away for a couple days now. That's revenue the Atlanta Braves are going to lose. Now, this isn't the Atlanta Braves' fault. Now, I had a problem not with the statement the Atlanta Braves came out with. I thought it was really professional. It was really well done. The Atlanta Braves didn't have to come out and say that the Atlanta Braves are not a reflection of the Georgia state law voting laws. Like, you don't have to do that. I don't know why we do that in America today. Why do we have to apologize for things that you already know that you don't reflect upon? Okay? And come out and apologize for it. Like that, the Atlanta Braves, it wasn't really an apology letter, but that's the way I looked at it, and that's the only problem I had with it. It was professionally done. Yes, I will say that. It was well written. It was well said. But it seemed like an apology to people. And you shouldn't have to apologize. The MLB should be apologizing to the Atlanta Braves. Okay? Because, like I said, 2 days out of that week, people aren't going to work. And you know what? And if they decide to put the All-Star game in New York, then people need to boycott that, because look at the pick of governor they have. And look at the things he did during COVID-19 last year with the cover-up. Do you really want to have an All-Star game there? I mean, that's what people will say and people will do, because that's what we've become this country today. But you know what? I wouldn't want to watch an All-Star game in New York. I wouldn't want to go to New York with that governor there. All the disgusting things he did and all the disgusting things that he's been accused of. No, so it better not be in New York. They better not put that All-Star game in New York, because I won't watch it because of Andrew Cuomo, because of a pig he is. Like, I mean, listen. If they put the All-Star game, let's say, in Dallas, Texas, where the Rangers' new stadium is, or Arlington, okay, let's say that they put in Dallas, Texas, what they need to do, the MLB that is the people that were supposed to work, where the Braves play, okay, the Atlanta Braves in Atlanta there, you fly them into Dallas, you pay for their airfare, you pay for their room and board, and you pay for all their expenses, and you actually pay them to work the All-Star game. You don't get the people from Dallas that work at that stadium, concessions, etc., parking, etc., to work for the All-Star game. You get the people that were supposed to originally work, and you fly them in, no matter where the All-Star game is. But I got a feeling it's going to be in Dallas, Texas, at that new stadium in Arlington, where the Rangers play. That would be the notable thing to do. Okay, so that is my little rant right here. All right, and the whole thing about what I said about New York, I'm not saying that personally. I'm just giving you like an example of what some people will say about Andrew Cuomo and what's going on with that state over there. Because if you do one thing, because this is how America is, if you do one thing because of something that transforms, something that happens, people are going to nitpick and look at something else that's going on with that state or that local politics and current stories and current event and say, well, you shouldn't have it there because of this reason. I was just giving you an example what people are going to say. That's what I was saying. It's not a reflection of what I had to say about Andrew Cuomo. So I'm just telling you how people are going to reflect upon that and give their opinions. But that's pretty much it for today. My first week of MLB Weekly. I try to do it 10 minutes or less. I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a comment. Did I go overboard about the whole Atlanta Braves thing? Did I go overboard about the Andrew Cuomo thing? How people are going to react? Leave a comment. Dislike, like, subscribe. Let me know what I need to work on. And we'll talk to you guys later. Enjoy your week. And of course, stay safe.